I gotta be honest, I've been kinda dreading the day that I'd have to talk about WarioWare music. Not because I dislike WarioWare, no, I love WarioWare, but because of how the music has to conform to the format. WarioWare Inc. Mega Microgames has 356 tracks, which is a huge amount, only behind Animal Crossing New Horizons in track count so far. But the soundtrack is only 2 hours 15 minutes long, while a soundtrack like Tears of the Kingdom, which has a similar track count, is well over 11 hours long. See the problem? Because WarioWare consists of a ton of 5-second microgames, the songs have to be similarly short, so by the time I finish talking about each one, the song will be over. But we'll see if I can make this work. WarioWare Inc.'s music was composed by Ryoji Yoshitomi, who mostly worked as a sound supervisor for Mario games, and Kyoko Miyamoto, who also worked on WarioWare Mega Party games and Touched. Starting off, the menu theme is bouncy and funky, letting you know this game's gonna be significantly more offbeat than most. You've probably heard it in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. All of the characters have their own themes that play at the beginning and end of their microgame sets, but most of them are pretty short and have the cutscene sound effects playing over them, at least in the official release. There are a few exceptions, so let's go over them. Dribble and Spitz's theme, Drifting Away, is probably the most well-known song from the game, in part thanks to surprisingly getting a remix in Mario Kart World. It has actual Japanese lyrics and sounds really good on the GBA. I can't understand any of it without looking at the lyrics on the Mario Wiki, but it's still pretty catchy. Dr. Krygor's theme, Reality, is very synth-heavy, which makes sense for the mad scientist. It's just kind of fine, but I like the crunchy beat. Kat and Anna are the last characters to have a full theme of their own. Nature, 4 Seasons. And it's another Japanese vocal track, though much slower and more somber, which is not what I would expect from these two, but I like it. Now for the microgame themes. They're all way too short for me to talk about each one individually, so I'm just gonna play a bunch of my favorites in a row. They're obviously not tracks I'd ever really revisit, but for what they're trying to do, they work very well. Something weird I noticed is that the themes for Orbulon's microgames are longer on average than the others. I don't know why, but it has been a while since I played this game, so maybe his microgames are just longer. There are also a few longer bonus games that have songs that are worth mentioning. Skating Board sounds a lot like a Wario Land 4 song, which is pretty cool, and it's catchy too. Wario has his own version of Dr. Mario, Dr. Wario, and it comes with a pretty great remix of Chill from said game. No Fever, though, which is a shame. The Fly Swatter minigame returns from Mario Paint, along with remixes of all its themes, and they sound really good on the GBA. And And that's WarioWare Inc. So remember when I said there were 356 tracks in this soundtrack? Well, I kinda lied. There are indeed 350 individual tracks here, but a ton of them are just the exact same tracks, just played for different microgames. I get it, composing a new song for each microgame would be borderline impossible, but the Nintendo music team could have just cut down on the track count by playing each repeat microgame song only once. There are 106 repeated tracks in this game, meaning there are only 250 tracks in this game. It unfortunately sours what's otherwise a solid selection of songs. WarioWare music isn't ever something I really think about because of its format, but what we have here isn't bad in the slightest. It doesn't have that GBA fuzziness that plagues other games like Fire Emblem The Blazing Blade, so it actually sounds pretty nice, with a little charming crunch to it. I probably won't remember most of it after a week, but I don't feel like my time was wasted. I'm ranking WarioWare Inc. Mega Microgames at 70th place, ahead of Metroid, but behind Zelda 2. This ranking is honestly kind of a formality because of how different WarioWare music is. It could have gone anywhere from 65th to 75th and I wouldn't really care, but a nice round 70 just feels right. I'll see you next time for the next episode of Nintendo Music Weekly. I think I now have a better understanding of how to talk about WarioWare music, so bring on the rest of the games. I can take them, except for Snapped. We don't talk about Snapped. Bye.